Hi, learners of English. How are you doing today? I and my buddy Joe, English, decided to share with you some vocab items uh, uh, that might be interesting and useful to you. So, without further ado, let's go and discuss these vocab items together. Okay, all right. All right. All right, so compassion. This word is a noun, compassion, and it means a deep awareness of and sympathy for another's suffering. The humane quality of understanding the suffering of others and wanting to do something about it. Okay, so that's the meaning of compassion. Okay, for example, it is equal in meaning to sympathy or empathy or something like that. So as you can see in the slide, this girl has compassion for the dog. So she's petting the dog and she takes care of it. And the other guy who fell on the ground, the one who's standing holds his hand and helping him stand up again. This is out of compassion. So the girl has compassion for the dog, and this young man has compassion for his friend who fell on the ground. All right. Another vocab item. There's some other examples here. The woman's compassion for others led her to become a nun. According to the court record, the serial killer showed no compassion for his victims. All right, because such cases he doesn't have feeling for the victims he kills. How about the other word, commodity? Commodity. Commodity is a noun. From the pictures, we can see a lot of commodities, like anything basically of in trade that can be bought or sold is a commodity, such as oil, such as gold, such as foods, and so on. So these are commodities. Commodities article, one of the articles of commerce, and this is its part of speech is a noun. Okay. Conception. Conception could mean one of two things: either a concept or a blueprint or a plan to do something, a project or something that you want to carry out. And conception is a noun. All right, the part of speech is a noun. Or it could mean the start of pregnancy or the date where the pregnancy started. Uh, uh, People get married and then after a while the female gets pregnant. So the conception of the fetus or the fetus is the time when pregnancy began. So also called conception. We have another word that we want to comment on and share with you: convene. From the pictures, if we have a meeting, so many people are there in this meeting, and we say the meeting convened at 10 o'clock a.m. or p.m. So convene meaning people getting together as in a conference or symposium or a workshop or whatever. And convene is to get together to discuss important issues like employees in a company or at work and so on. Let's move to another word, congenial. It's actually an adjective. The part of speech is adjective. And congenial means pleasant and welcoming and sociable. So you are invited to dinner at someone's house, like one of your friends or acquaintances or relatives, and this person is very warm and welcoming to his guests and very sociable, you know, very good at talking with them and making them feel at home. So we can say that this host is congenial. Congenial meaning pleasant and sociable. All right. Okay. Um, we have confiscate. Confiscate is when the government takes or hold of some property that belongs to some people who earned this property through illegal means. For example, if somebody gets money or property through illegal means like smuggling or dealing in drugs and stuff like that, the authorities or the government uh, has a right to confiscate or take ownership of his ill-gotten, property. Because if the government leaves that person and do not get hold of their property, they might continue their illegal activity and they might attract other people to do the same. So confiscate meaning to take hold of or ownership of. And confiscate is a verb, not a noun. All right. How about concurrent? Concurrent meaning two things happening at the same time, like two solid yellow lines, you know, that we should not trespass. Yeah, so they are concurrent. They go together in the same direction, parallel to each other. So two things happening together, a wedding and a birthday party, for example. One of my friends had a wedding, the other had a birthday party. They are concurrent, happening at the same time. I was confused. I didn't know what to do and where to go because these were happening at the same time. So concurrent means happening at the same time. Concurrent celebrations. And concurrent means part of a speech is adjective and the meaning happening at the same time. All right, how about commandeer? Commandeer is close in meaning to the word confiscate. It's also a verb, but usually meaning to confiscate by especially military authorities. Like at times of conflict or war, the military may commandeer some civilian vehicles to use them to carry injured soldiers, for example. So in this case, it's not confiscation, it's commandeer. So commandeer means basically to confiscate by the military authorities to be used at times of war and so on. All right. Commemorate is when we try to remind the people of certain events, like important events the history of the nation. For example, Victory Day, when we commemorate our victory, or at certain important events at the nation's history. So this means commemorate. Compulsory meaning something required, it's not optional. So all the questions in the exam, for example, are compulsory, meaning they are required and everybody needs to, answer these questions. So I and my buddy, Joe, English, have just finished discussing and sharing with you some vocab items. I'm going to say them again. Compulsory meaning required, not optional. It's an adjective. Commemorate is a verb meaning to remind people of important events in history of the nation. Commandeer is confiscate by military authorities, verb. Concurrent is an adjective meaning happening together, like two celebrations happening together. Confiscate is when the government or the authorities take possession of property that is ill-gotten or earned through illegal means. Congenial of a person is very sociable and pleasant person. It's an adjective. Convene is a verb meaning to meet and get together. Conception could mean a concept for a plan or a plan for something to be carried out, or it could also mean the start of pregnancy or start of becoming pregnant. And commodity means an article or item of commerce, something that can be sold and bought. And we also talked about compassion. When you have compassion for people or animals, meaning you sympathize with people or animals, like a girl having compassion for the dog, or somebody has compassion for another person. All right. So thank you very much. And till we meet again, I wish you the best of luck. Bye for now.